Okay, welcome back. Let's talk about these 9 crucial shifts. And what I want to do in this video is just step you through them so that you understand what they are. And then as we move forward, we'll look at them more deeply. We'll understand why they're important and break them down so that you can actually make the changes and develop your leadership. All right, so we're going to talk about these shifts, and they are in your personal, your professional, and your people leadership. And there's 3 in each. And these are the shifts that I've found that I had to make, and that many thousands of people who I've worked with around the world have needed to make as well. And there are other things that you could change and you could do, but I find that these ones are the ones that will give you most bang for your buck. These are the things that will see a bigger increase in your influence, your income, and the impact that you make. All right, let me take you through each of them. And as I said in the last video, I want you to put yourself in the story as we go through. Now, whether you are a technician or whether you're in HR or finance or any other role within professional services, I want you to put it into your context as we're going through. All right, let's get started. So the first area is your personal shifts. This is about you. This is about what you can change so that leading you is a much more enjoyable thing to do, where you can get to the root cause of any of the behavior that's holding you back. So we're going to make some shifts that are going to take some effort, but also some vulnerability, because this is going to take you looking internally and righting some of the wrongs in the conditioning that you have around who you think you are and who you think you're not. And to start that, we're going to shift your identity. Your identity is who you believe you are and who you believe you're not. It's not what you do. And unfortunately, what everybody does on the planet is they build an identity based around those 3 universal fears. The fear of not belonging, the fear of not being enough, and the fear of not being loved. So who you present yourself to in your work environment, indeed everywhere in your life, can be tainted by these things. And the shift we're going to make here is to go from being conflicted about who am I becoming, what's happening to my true self, why am I pleasing all these other people and looking for their approval all the time, to being congruent, where I'm able to be authentic and who I really am. My experience is being who I really am is way easier than pretending to be something that I'm not to please others. That's very exhausting. And needing to remember all the time who it is that I need to be for that person and who I need to be for that person and what it means if I'm doing this and that, that's all way too energy depleting. And for me, this was a major area in my life where I went around in everything that I did wanting to please others, getting their approval, and I got stuck in the performance trap. So this is a huge shift, and I'm going to walk you through and help you to transition to get away from being conflicted and to be more congruent and happy in who you are. All right, the second area is in your intelligence. You are a very intelligent person, I know that. However, there's more than one type of intelligence. So this is shifting from being singular and looking at your cognitive intelligence and your technical abilities to moving to multiple intelligences and realizing that you are a multifaceted being who is an emotional being. So therefore, you need to develop emotional intelligence. You're a social being, so you need to develop your social intelligence. And these are things that are not taught in the degrees that you're doing. And these are things that we try to pick up as we're going along. but we're going to go deeper into this and develop these skills. And they, for me, were the major contributor to me being able to move forward from the roller coaster ride that I was on in my career. And then the third area is in intention. This is all about purpose, your true purpose and your higher purpose, and being able to make sure that what you do within your role actually fits in with that. And it's about going from being scattered and just day-to-day, seat of the pants, crisis mentality, managing things as they go on the run, fitting in with everybody else and all those things, to being planned and having a clear direction and knowing everything you need to do to get there. And to be able to reclaim in a lot of cases that vision of where it is that you want to go in life and be able to see how your career actually fits into that rather than it being the only part of that. So there's 3 key areas that we're going to work on in personal leadership, and we're going to take a transitional shift in each of them. All right, then we will get into professional shifts. And the professional shifts are those skills, as we said, that are going to help you to produce from your results. And the first area we're going to shift is in your performance. We all need to perform to get results. However, high performance alone is not going to get us there. High performance over a long period of time is very detrimental to your health. And I know that from experience. So I'm going to teach you how to go from high performance to sustainable performance so that you have enough energy to be who you need to be in every area of your life, not just at work. The 5th shift is in your positioning. This is about you positioning yourself in your career, in the marketplace, and depending on what you do in professional services, positioning yourself in a way that you go from being invisible, where you're just like everybody else and you feel like a Swiss Army knife and you're all things to all people and no one really understands the true value of what you're bringing, to being in demand, where you are seen more as a thought leader and a specialist. And I don't mean in your area of practice, but people see you and you stand out because you're not the GP who everybody just sees as being the general run-of-the-mill type person. You are the specialist who is the one that you're going to see if you want that higher level of service. Now, this area involves things like business development and speaking and presenting and all those things that I know from experience that a lot of you don't like to do. I'm going to teach you skills and strategies to be able to overcome those things. And the third area is shift 6, which is productivity. This is about producing more without burning out, without working longer hours. And that's about shifting from time and focusing on time and focusing on having enough time and managing time to focusing on outcomes, where you, with some different skills, can become the conductor of your day, where you're the one that dictates where your energy goes. And you start focusing on 3 things that aren't time, and that are expectations, environment, and energy. And I'm going to help you to see productivity in a different light so that you can produce more with less. Then in the people shifts, we have 3 areas that are going to help you within this fantastic part of what it is that you do. And that is leading other people just like you get to lead yourself. So that can sometimes be challenging because people are different and they're a bit alike as well, because they all have their own uncertainties and challenges and things just like you. and it can sometimes feel like herding cats. So to do that, we need a different type of resilience. Not this resilience that's been taught over and over and people talk about, hardening up and soldiering on and pushing through. No, that's detrimental to your health. We're going to talk about resilience in a different way. And we're going to go from being stressed all the time and being to the point of distress in a lot of cases to being strong and being able to bounce back in the face of these setbacks, because setbacks are inevitable. Things are going to happen. So this is a really big area that I'm going to help you build a foundation in, and not in the way that you may have been taught before. We're going to look at it differently. So the first shift in this is going to be in our thinking and our understanding of what resilience is. Then we're going to move into relationships. Relationships are the key to everything that we do. I don't care about AI and Chat GPT or whatever else comes out next. We still focus on relationships. Everything we do is built around relationships. In identity, back in personal leadership, we looked at your relationship with yourself. This is about relationships with others. And the shift we're going to make here is to go from conflict to collaboration, where instead of people fighting with each other, having, differences of opinion that causes conflict, we're going to work together and realize and celebrate diversity. And not just the diversity that we always talk about, many types of diversity. And get to a point where people are working together and where you're able to lead them to do that. And then the ninth shift is in results. And this is not about you and your work to get results. This is about you getting results through others. This is things like being able to delegate and to trust people and all those sort of things that are currently a challenge for you. And it's shifting from doing everything and saying things like, oh, it's just easier if I do it myself, even though in the same breath you'll say, I'm too busy. It's about shifting to a leadership that gets results through others. It's about passing on the baton without thinking that that means that you're less than. It's about being able to have a balance of you doing your stuff and helping others to get results as well. And this is a key area that creates a lot of conflict and a lot of stress in professional services, in my experience. So there you have 9 shifts that are key development areas that I'm going to take you through in your personal, professional, and people leadership, so that you go from being a manager to being a leader. You see, a manager is someone that tells people what to do. A leader is someone that takes them on a journey. We should always manage process, but we lead people. Because I'm sure that you, like everyone else that I speak to, doesn't want to be managed. We don't want to be told what to do and dictated to and given ultimatums and using, carrots and sticks and all these things that were in the industrial age. No, people want to be led. And if you look at that model there, you'll see in each of those areas those shifts from the black to the orange. And down the center are the competencies of identity, intelligence, intention, performance, positioning, and productivity, resilience, relationships, and results. So there you have it, 9 crucial shifts that I'm going to step you through. And before we do that, in the next video, I want to help you to set up a plan, because this is not about just getting this information and now I've got that. This is a journey of incremental change. It's not a dichotomy of, okay, this is where I am now and I need to get there, and just having those two elements there. No, it's about, well, this is where I need to go and this is where I am right now, but what's the next steps? I'm going to take you through so that it's achievable. And I'm going to give you the two elements that you need from me, and that is support and accountability so that you can make those changes. So in the next video, I want you to invest some energy, and you can use your workbook to go through and set some intentions, set some goals, and have a clear path of how all this is going to fit in for you. All right, I'll see you there.